The Pi network has grown so powerful that banks and governments around the world can't help but join forces with us. Sounds like a dream, right? But hey, maybe not as far off as it seems. In fact, a recent comment from a viewer nailed it. Pi could reach new heights if banks and governments came on board, or if part of Pi made its way to the market to amp up user activity. And it's true. The support of major institutions would be a game changer for Pi Network and for each of us on this journey. But here's the twist, the timing and our readiness are everything. But before we jump in, here's a quick question for you all. Do you believe Pi Network will reach the mainstream with banks and governments on board? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And while you're at it, make sure to check out my previous videos on the latest Pi Network updates, links in the description. How your support by commenting Pi Network to the moon along with your country. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to keep up with the latest Pi Network insights. Your support helps us bring you more updates, so hit that bell for notifications. Remember, this video is purely for entertainment. Nothing here should be considered investment advice of any kind. Alright, pioneers, let's dive into what this path really looks like. First off, have you seen those images floating around online, showing Pi integrated with various national currency symbols? While they're likely just mock-ups or tests, they do hint at something much bigger. The Pi Core team isn't just thinking short-term. They've been building toward a global presence from day one. Pi Network is steadily moving in the direction of partnerships with global banks, governments, and economic organizations. But here's the catch. We need to get Pi ready for this level of collaboration. We've got to make Pi Network irresistible, a project that's too strong, too widespread, too valuable for any serious institution to ignore. Now let's pause for a reality check. Are we strong enough right now to sit at the table with governments and big banks? To be honest, not yet. But we're on the way. It wasn't that long ago that Pi Network was written off as a scam, dismissed by mainstream media, and shrugged off by major exchanges. Fast forward to today, and even Binance, the world's largest crypto exchange, is keeping an eye on us. They know Pi Network is no longer something they can overlook. Here's something you might not know. If a typical crypto project wants to get listed on Binance, they have to shell out a hefty sum, hand over a chunk of their tokens, and practically beg to get on board. Pi Network, not so fast. For us, it's the exchanges that have to come knocking, asking the Pi Core team for permission to list Pi. And why's that? Because Pi is built differently. It's not just another crypto asset waiting to be flipped on an exchange. Pi has real-world utility. It's becoming part of a peer-to-peer economy that doesn't need validation from traditional markets. Sure, exchange support could speed up Pi's growth, but only if it's on our terms. This isn't a project that needs to rely on anyone. Instead, we're setting up an economy that others will want to join, not just trade. So, can you picture it now? The day when banks and governments don't just see Pi as another digital token, but as a currency with real value, circulating and thriving. But for this vision to come alive, we, the pioneers and the Pi Core team, need to grow the Pi ecosystem so that Pi is naturally integrated into everyday life. Think about it. If you could use Pi to pay for daily expenses, it wouldn't be long before banks would want to join in. Governments would have to take notice, recognizing Pi's reach and wanting to collaborate to unlock even more potential. What we're building is nothing short of a digital nation. Let's call it Pi Nation. And just like any nation, Pi has a leader, the core team, and citizens, us, the pioneers. To make Pi Nation strong, we all need to contribute, creating an economy that can thrive on its own, one that banks, governments, and global financial entities would want to connect with. It sounds ambitious, right? But just think about it. Any great community needs a foundation of self-reliance. Without it, there's no strength, no stability, no appeal to outside forces. The goal is to establish an economy within Pi Nation that's too compelling to ignore. We've already got tools like the Pi KYC system, Fireside Forum, and a Pi map that help build our ecosystem from within. And if we keep adding to this, making Pi accessible, valuable, and usable for ourselves, the bigger players will come to us, just like Binance is already paying attention. We're moving toward a world where banks and businesses will see Pi as a natural addition to their offerings, not because we need them, but because we've made Pi valuable on our own. And maybe it's hard to imagine right now, thinking, I'm just one person in this massive project. What can I do? But here's the thing, every little action counts. By understanding Pi, believing in it, using it, and encouraging others to do the same, you're helping create something that's bigger than just a digital asset. You're helping build a real economy, one transaction at a time. When each of us commits to this idea, Pi Network becomes a force that can truly stand on its own, a currency that's worth using in daily life, a community that banks and governments can't ignore. When could we start seeing these partnerships? Realistically, it might take a couple of years post-Open Mainnet for Pi to gain enough traction. By then, we could see a network of businesses, tourists, and travelers spending Pi in various places worldwide. Imagine being able to travel, pay for your coffee, book a room, or buy local goods, all in Pi. For banks, this would be an eye-opener, showing that there's real value in integrating Pi into their systems. At first, these partnerships might come with conditions, but as Pi Network grows, we'll reach a point where banks and governments want to work with us on our terms, not theirs. And that's the beauty of this project. We're building Pi Nation, a borderless, unbounded community. This means each of us has a role to play, no matter how big or small. As long as we stay resilient and keep moving forward, Pi Network will grow, and so will its appeal. Let's take this journey together, knowing that the success of the Pi Network isn't reliant on sudden backing from big institutions or a random stroke of luck. Our growth and strength will come from within, from each one of us contributing to the network, validating transactions, and expanding the community with every new member. It's about consistency, perseverance, and the vision we share for a decentralized future where we have control over our own financial ecosystem. Every action we take, every small effort we make is helping to lay the foundation for a self-sustaining, resilient network that doesn't need validation from traditional banks or governments. In time, when Pi has shown its true potential, these institutions may recognize what we've created, a powerful, independent network built from the ground up by individuals who believed in the vision and were willing to build it together. Let's keep pushing forward, empowering Pi Nation, and setting the stage for what's to come. Wow, what an incredible journey we've imagined. We just explored the potential future of Pi Network as a global powerhouse, envisioning a time when banks and governments might join forces with Pi to transform the world of finance. We discussed how Pi's strength lies in its grassroots foundation, our growing ecosystem, and the steps we're taking together to build a currency that could be too compelling for any institution to ignore. If you enjoyed this video, please remember to like, share, and subscribe. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates and insights into Pi Network and beyond. Now, here's a question for you. Do you believe Pi Network will truly go mainstream with banks and governments backing it? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you have any other insights, questions, or contributions, don't hesitate to join the conversation there too. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video. Keep pioneering forward.